Hi everyone, Melanie here. Here I'm showing you the couple of designs that I was playing with using the Pretty Japanese collection with the Dirty Marks A5 stencil. I always start out when I'm using the drawing guides using copy paper. That way I can create the design and change things as I go along and I'm not wasting any of the cardstock. So I'm using Dolly Dimple's mixed media cardstock, and I've taken the largest dragon from the Power A5 stamp set and inked it up a couple of times with VersaFine Claire Nocturne. So I'm going to place the drawing guide over the top. So then I've got a rough idea of where I need to put the next stamp. So I've picked up one of the koi carp from the Harmony stamp set, and I'm just going to hover over the top of the drawing guide and then move it out of the way before I stamp. So I'm just building up the scene before I put any of the lines in from the Dirty Marks drawing guide. And I try to remember to wipe the ink off the stamps as I go along, because I do want to try and keep this piece as inky free as possible. So I've placed the drawing guide back over the top, and I'm going in with a micron pen. Sorry, I was trying to think what number it is and I can't remember what number it is, but it is one of the very finer ones. And I've flipped the drawing guide over so then you get the reverse image. Now I'm taking the smaller cherry blossom branch from the Courage stamp set. Grabbed a piece of copy paper so I can stamp it out without getting any of the ink onto the dragon. So it's a quick, simple way of doing a bit of masking off. So I've taken the larger, and if I get this pronunciation right, I'm doing well, Pei Fang, which are the Chinese archways. So I've taken the larger one and then the smaller one and stamped the smaller one so it looks like it's behind to give it a bit of perspective. Taking the drawing guide again and drawing the lines in, and some areas, as you can see, I'm going straight over the top of the stamped image. Others I'm missing them completely. and it will all become apparent later on. So I'm taking the smaller cherry blossom branch again from the power stamp. No, from the courage stamp, sorry. I've got it written here on a piece of paper next to me and I still read the wrong one. I'm grabbing my piece of paper again. I'm masking off the dragon's tail. And adding in, I think this is the final lines, using the Dirty Marks drawing guide. What did I take then? I think that, I want to call it a stork, but it might be a heron. No, it's a heron. I think that one came from the Harmony stamp set. I wasn't watching. So that's the design all stamped out and the lines put in. And now I'm taking the Spritzink in Sangria first, and I just putting a couple of drops onto the mat. I've already put a bit of water onto the carp I'm colouring, just to try and help it move. And I'm not a watercolour artist by any chance of the imagination, but I enjoy watercolouring, and the Spritzinks are so vibrant. They're just gorgeous to work with. So now I'm taking the apparel and just putting a couple drops onto the mat, adding the water again to the cardstock, and just giving it a light wash and just letting it move and give natural shading onto that koi carp. Going into this one again with the sangria. So now I'm taking the pink gin and I'm adding a little bit of water to the cherry blossoms and then just dabbing. I'm not painting, I'm just literally dabbing a bit of the ink onto the card, and it's just let it do its own thing. There, I'm trying to help it because it wasn't moving. When I put the water onto the cardstock before I add the ink, I then wipe my brush onto the kitchen towel to make sure that there's not any excess when I add the ink. So I've sprayed some of the Wicked onto the mat, and now I'm colouring up the dragon, and I am trying to get more of a variegated colouring on the dragon. And as you can see there, I didn't add any water to the cardstock. I just used the ink straight onto the cardstock. Sorry, I kicked the chair under the table. Put a little bit too much ink then, so getting it off with the brush and the kitchen towel. Giving it a quick blast off because I want to add some more to it so it's a more intense colour and gives you the shading. I'm giving it a quick dry off again, front and back. So I've grabbed a grey alcohol marker, a light grey one, to just give the heron a bit of colour. And then I go into the dragon's feet and his horns. I've taken, I don't know which stamp that was. No, don't know what stamp it was. I think it was off of Courage and the Power stamps. So just add in the final details of the stamping. And now I've got a black alcohol marker that I'm going to go over the lines and give them a bit more depth. And the aim is to make one of the lines thicker than the other. I like the end result. Things like this I could sit and do for hours. Well, I do actually. This was a well over an hour video that I've condensed down to just over 16 minutes. Sorry for the hair. There's me thinking, that's all right. I was totally engrossed in what I was doing and forgot the camera was there, forgot that I was recording, and ended up sticking my head under the camera numerous times. Obviously that bit was annoying me, so it was, yep, need to go back in. So there is the finished result and the inspiration for the piece. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've been inspired. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.